LeBron James is the hits. LeBron James is scheduled to make over, wait for it, $51 million next year, putting a ball through a hoop in front of people on TV. But he's thinking about opting out because such is his right in his current deal. A lot of people are saying, thank God, opt out. A lot of people in LA are saying that, but I say be careful what you wish for. LA, man, you got to have a show. I watched Winning Time. I know what Jerry Buss decided to do with the LA Lakers, and he did it right, and it has to be, or else you will have an empty, I don't care if it's called Staples Center, whatever it's called. I'm calling it the LA Forum, baby, because that's showtime. Anyway, LeBron James is holding him hostage, or is he? Is he? Do they have to draft Bronny? I don't know, but there's an article right now, according to Shams, the Lakers are open to drafting Bronny James this June to help fulfill LeBron James' dream of playing with his son. Now, there's also a report that Mike Nardi, assistant coach at Villanova, has been seen escorting Bronny James around Villanova as LeBron James is being talked about at heading to the Sixers. What? Man, oh man. How about Bronny James in the middle of all this? High school kid, seems like a nice kid, goes to college, has a mediocre year, not bad, not terrible, freshman year. What are you going to do? Bad team, all right, gets the coach fired in typical Bron James, that's what they do. And next thing you know, he's at the center of what's going to be the biggest story this summer in the NBA. Where does LeBron James go? And what is the involvement? Me personally, if I want LeBron James in LA, I'm giving a second-round pick. I am. I'm giving a second-round pick to Bronny James. What the hell? Who cares? We see nepotism all over the place. What do I care about a second-round pick? 9 out of 10 times, second-round picks suck. Yeah, but what about Jalen Brunson? I said 9 out of 10 times. Second-round picks can bite me. So I would throw him one if I want him there, understanding he's going to make the roster, maybe as a two-way. But it's not in a vacuum, and you got to be able to talk LeBron James through it. Look, son, we're trying to win. We want you to play with your son. We want you to go Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. Ain't got no problem with it. But you also got to understand we're trying to win here. And we're trying to win for you, and you're trying to win for us. You need another title, blah, 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 blah. So we're going to make him a two-way player. He's going to go up and down the highway to Santa Cruz or wherever the hell their G League team is. I ain't mad about it. Yeah, I don't know why I'd be mad about it. James's declaration that he's not certain about returning to the team drives a foot right there, a foot. Yeah, put the foot in there. Through LA's game plan for the future as James slowly realizes that he's not enough at this stage of his career to elevate a bereft team to a finals appearance. Yeah, we saw it. I mean, look, I've said this before and I'll say this again. LeBron James is the poster child for oozing every ounce of talent out of your body. I mean, you can like LeBron James. You can dislike LeBron James. Hell, you can dislike his politics. You can dislike the NBA because of LeBron James. That's great. But you can't deny that the dude has gotten every single ounce of whatever he has out of his body. You never see that sheath of old guy. Sometimes guys get old and they still are in great shape, but they got that skin over them. It's old guy sheath, I call it. It's like a rubber pulled over your head and it goes all the way to your body. It's just a thin layer of I'm not what I was. I'm not ripped. And LeBron James has never had that. And LeBron James is still performing at a very high level. But he ain't enough anymore. And I got to tell you, I don't even know what happened to Anthony Davis. I don't even care what happened to Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has become like a thing, like a Hollywood thing. He's got the shades. He's got the hair. I mean, that isn't who Anthony Davis was when he was really good. He was a baller. He was like a better version of Dennis Rodman. He would do all the dirty stuff, but he was just better, could score. But man, long time LeBron reporter, Brian Windhorst, great dude, by the way, shared that LeBron is considering opting out of his contract this offseason, with plans to either further cripple the salary cap with a new deal or hold the organization hostage as he mulls leaving L.A. for an actual contending team. Yeah, I don't blame him. No, seriously. But these things don't happen in a vacuum. These things don't just happen. Hey, look, I'm holding you hostage unless. LeBron James is a smart businessman. He understands what L.A. means to him. I've told you the story before of going on a private tour. Myself, my wife, and our producer, Bart Fox. CAA set it up. The head of either Universal or one of those studios took us, and he said, yeah, right there. That house that looks like it's on a set, and it is actually LeBron James's office we set up for him. And every project he and his people bring us is pretty well done. Magic Johnson's is crap. LeBron James is really good. So LeBron James understands L.A. I mean, there's a lot of pieces to this. People just think, dude's going to leave. Dude's going to stay. No. No. And it's not based on money. I mean, some of it might be, but damn, $51 million will get it done for you. $51 million is over $4 million a month. I'm going to say that again. Over $4 million a month. And I don't know what other checks are flowing in to the James house, but I guarantee you, they ain't $800. I guarantee you, they got a couple extra zeros on that consistently. So what's the solution? You wait. When the NBA turned everything over to the players, these billion-dollar owners now must wait. They must wait for 20 to 30-something-year-old pains in the ass to decide how much money they're really worth. Remember, Jaylen Brown, whose team, the Celtics, just got through the first round, makes 60 a year. That's million. When was the last time you wore a Jaylen Brown jersey anywhere? I don't know. But I know this. Wherever LeBron James goes, he's probably worth it. Probably. And you got to give the dude credit, man. That dude has sucked every ounce of whatever he has out of his body and into basketball. Good for him. Hope he gets to play with Bronny. It'd be a good story. I don't know. I don't know what to do because I can't do nothing. I won't do nothing, and it's not my problem. But the Porter boys are out of their mind. I mean, out of their ever-loving mind. Another Porter brother has been arrested. Another Porter brother has, decided it's a good idea to drive drunk. This time, it's Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, Javon. He's been arrested, suspicion of DUI. Now, apparently, Javon was a good player at Pepperdine. Now, he was so good, the coach got fired. Legend, Lorenzo Romar, got fired. I mean, I don't know, how good he could have been. But anyway, so Friday night, he's out driving drunk, 0.19, double the legal limit. This is on the heels of his brother, Jonte Porter, a couple weeks ago, getting banned from the NBA for betting on himself, on his team, to win, to lose, to perform well, to perform bad. And another brother, this guy, what's his name? Coben Porter. He got drunk, got in a car, got in a crash, killed a lady. He's doing 6 years up the river. So apparently, a couple years ago, when, what's his name? I'm looking here. Hang on. Coben Porter got drunk and killed people. His two younger brothers decided, we're not going to learn from that. We're going to go do it. They did it. They're arrested. Man, I feel bad for everyone. People are saying, well, how does Michael Porter Jr. play through that? I mean, what's he going to do? He's got to play through it. Nothing else to do. I mean, what's he going to do? Sit at home? What's he going to do? Attend an Al-Anon meeting, an AA meeting? What's he going to do? He's got no choice. You go out there and you ball. And he was pretty good the other night at 26 when the Nuggets closed out the Lakers. That's pretty good. No, that's really good. But long story short, man, oh man, I do feel bad for the parents. I do. Look, I know we always blame parents, but by all accounts, they had a pretty good family. Dad was around, mom was around. Sometimes people just make dumb mistakes. Sometimes people don't learn from others, and sometimes people are alcoholics, and they can't control themselves. But that's just a sad, sad, sad story. This story, on the other hand, will piss you off. This story just don't make no sense. And interestingly enough, it comes out of Wet and Wonderful, West Virginia. Listen to this. On April 18th, 5 West Virginia, I'm going to say it, middle school girls refused to participate in a track and field event due to the inclusion of a dude, a biological male, a transgender biological male opponent. Here's the video of it. Here's the dude. Oh, I'm sorry. The girls are saying, nah, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. Good for them. We're just leaving. You want to bring a dude to play against us? We are not doing it, and I am glad they did it. Good for these girls. They're brave. Good for these girls. They're standing up. Good for these girls. I mean, why should they have to compete against men? I've said it before. I'll say it again. I won't stop saying it. Dude wants to participate as a chick? Good. Participate against the dudes. But it gets deeper. The transgender guy went on to win the girls' shot put event, beating the second-place girl by over 3 feet. Now, listen to this. Now, these 5 athletes, these middle school girls, are being taught a lesson. They're being suspended from Lincoln Middle School, and the West Virginia Attorney General is considering filing a lawsuit against the school. No, it's unbelievable. Protect Trans Lives. That's the shirt worn by a friend of the coach who banned the girls from competing, this clown. Yeah, nobody's not protecting anybody's lives. I say go play against the boys. In response, the West Virginia Attorney General filed a lawsuit which includes 4 of the little girls and their parents as plaintiffs. The lawsuit names the Harrison County Board of Education as the defendant. Now, OutKick reached out to the president of the board, a dude named Gary Hamrick, who said that neither he nor anyone on the board had anything to do with the decision. No, it's just brave young women standing up for their sport, standing up for their right to participate against women. OutKick also reached out to the principal of Lincoln Middle School, Lori Scott, athletic director Jessica Loger, and girls track and field coach Dawn Ristenberg. None have responded to our requests. It's unbelievable. It is incredible. See, what should happen here is these girls should be celebrated. And I'll bet you dollars to donuts, other than that guy in the T-shirt, protect trans girls or whatever, not one person that I just talked about, whether it's the West Virginia Attorney General, the principal, the coach, the athletic director, anybody involved disagrees with the young women. Nobody involved. These young women, and I'm going to call them young women because they're brave. I understand they're just middle school. I understand, but these are women. These are women that are braver than any of the women you see on TV that act so big. These are women that are braver than all 15. Dawn Staley actually said that if you feel like a woman, you should be able to play women's college basketball. The other 15 Sweet 16 coaches declined to comment. We're too chicken blank, including our own Terry Morin here in Indianapolis, or Indiana, who's considered such a hero. Oh, Terry Morin, you're such a hero. These girls have more spine than Gino, than, Kim, than whatever that lady's name is at Iowa who got popular because of one player. Some lady named Payne at Colorado State. our girl here, Terry Morin, or any of the other Sweet 16 coaches. These girls stand up for women. These young ladies stood up for women's rights. A young lady in middle school should not have to compete in the girls' shot put competition against a biological male. Can you believe we're actually saying that? And we say it all the time on here because we at OutKick have stones and we at OutKick fight for these things. But not only did these young women stand up against something so ridiculous, they got suspended from the team, from the school. It's amazing to me that these girls aren't celebrated. It's amazing to me, and maybe this has happened, I just haven't seen it, but if it had happened, we would have brought it to you. Isn't anybody celebrating these young ladies? The answer, no. Why? Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared of the LGBT, the most organized of our communities, as they said on 30 Rock, making fun of them. Everybody's afraid. Oh, my God, we can't get on the wrong side of that. Why? Why? We'll be labeled as transphobes. So what? Nobody's a transphobe. Nobody's a transphobe at all. Again, guy wants to play. He's transitioning to a woman. Go play with the guys. Simple. It ain't hard. No lives are in stake here. Maybe the feelings of the transgender was hurt, but hey, go play with the guys. Look, we honor the wrong things in this world. We pay attention to the dumbest of the dumb. I'll never forget, I've told this story. I'm watching what's happening on college campuses, right? The frat boys are now up to over 300,000. Those guys that protected and raised the flag at North Carolina. That's what should be happening with these young ladies in West Virginia. Not a party for a rager, you lunatics. Of course not. But they should be celebrated. Hell, we should start a GoFundMe to send these women to college. A college fund for these women. In fact, maybe I'll do that. I'll give the first $100. A college fund for these women for stepping up and doing what 15 coaches in the NCAA women's tournament couldn't do. Didn't want to do. Were too afraid to do. And that's say enough. Yeah, enough. Enough. Enough with men, boys participating against women, girls. Enough with the charade. Protect women's sports. Protect women's sports today. Protect women's sports tomorrow. And it's just sad that it takes 5 young ladies in West Virginia to do what 15 highly paid, big mouth, full of shit NCAA women's basketball coaches can't do, which is stand the hell up for what's right. Well, the NBA playoffs were yesterday, and the world considers Eric Spoelstra to be the greatest coach in the NBA. I got into a little deal on national TV with a guy named George Sedano, who is a absolute Miami Heat fanboy, who told me of the greatness of Eric Spoelstra. He might be right. I mean, everybody tells you it, right? So it must be right. Spoelstra does more with less, less with more, whatever. I don't know. Okay, I'm in. I'm in with whatever you want. But this was doomed from the start, right? I mean, let's be honest. The Heat without Jimmy Butler, the Heat, Duncan Robinson's got a fractured vertebrae in his back. They had no shot. But I got to tell you, I didn't see the greatest coach in the history of the NBA. At least that's what these idiots tell me Eric Spoelstra is. I don't know. I haven't seen a team quit like that in a long time. And that's what the Miami Heat did last night. I mean, quit with a capital K. I know it's cute. But damn, I turned it on. I was doing some yard work. I came in. I got my fat ass. I sat down. I turned it on. It was 30. 30. That's 3-0. It was like 74-44. I'm like, wait a second. That's got to be a typo. That's got to be something bad. No, it wasn't. Well, even the greatest coach in the history of basketball, not named John Calipari, Even his team's quit. And then on the other side, you knew this was coming. I mean, look, I get it. Nobody wants to pay attention. I get it. I do. But when you got Paul George on your team as a star, it ain't going to happen. It did when he was young. Young Paul George was pretty damn good. Young Paul George was better than a lot of people. As Paul George then became PG-13 and became a guy, I'm a guy, the precursor to Victor Oladipo. Like when Paul George became a dude, he thought he was Hollywood. He thought he was PG-13. We all saw it here in Indy. Late in the game, big games, big dump on the bed. And that's what he did last night once again. PG-13 in a 30-point loss. 30 at home. Went 4 for 13. 4 for 13. That's what he went. Now, Paul George is being paid a lot of money. Paul George is like a superstar. I mean, I've seen his commercials. And I don't have a hard-on for Paul George because he left Indy. I don't care. But he was the precursor to Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo was rolling here. He gets hurt. Okay, says, I want to stay. Next thing you know, he's in Miami. Next thing you know, Victor Oladipo's probably going to play with the Indiana team in the TBT. He's rich, got a lot of money, won a lot of hearts here in Indy. He's a great kid. But don't get too full of yourself. Don't. Because karma's a mother. But maybe it wasn't karma. Maybe last night it was the fact that, I don't know, Luka Doncic shot, 14 to 26 and scored 35. And maybe it was that. Maybe it was the fact that they had a dude come off the bench named Derek Lively II and, go 5 for 5. Maybe it was the fact that, I don't know, Paul George sucks in big moments. I'm just telling you, it is what it is. We all saw it coming. We did. And speaking of the NBA, did you see this? Did you see this? The Sixers owners are buying tickets. The Sixers owners are reacting and saying, wait a second. All these New Yorkers, all these Knicks fans are coming in and buying up tickets to our games. Our players are pissed. Joel Embiid's disappointed. Josh Harris, David Blitzer, Michael Rubin, Adam Edelman, and I just bought more than 2,000 tickets for the Knicks Game 6, or Sixers Game 6. We cannot let Knicks fans take over our arena again. Giving them to first responders, healthcare professionals, and other local Philadelphia-based organizations once we know they're legit Six fans and not imposters. Let's go, Sixers. We can do this. Well, that's great. But some places get pissed when season ticket holders sell their tickets. I'm down with this. No, I am. I'm down with whatever you got to do. People are going to say it's a PR move. You own the tickets. Hey, that's fine. That's no problem. Who cares? I mean, it don't matter. If you think that's it, then that's it. But, the truth of the matter is, if I'm the owners, and I got these tickets, I want to buy them. And then, you know what? I'm giving them exactly like that. And people are always going to bitch, whine, and moan. Look, we understand that. People are always going to complain about something. And if you're complaining about the owner giving away ducats, that's on you. And a lot of media guys are in Philadelphia. Look, I get it. I do. But so what? The bottom line is, tonight in Philly, you can't have a road game if you're the home team. You can't. You mustn't. So if you can do anything about it, rich dudes buying tickets, I'm down to clown. As my friend Jason Allen Hammer says, I am. I'm down to clown. I'm down with it. Why not? Might as well. The Shohei Ohtani extravaganza, betting extravaganza, is just insane. I mean, it takes twists and turns. You know what? It's like a Grand Prix race through the streets of Detroit. It's going all over the place. Now it's even gotten bigger. Listen to this. It's been revealed that millions stole from Ohtani was funneled to a bookie via a Vegas casino. He's laundering money, losing it in a casino. Listen to this. The series of $500,000 payments to this dude, Ippy. Remember, Ippy is the interpreter and Ohtani's best friend who was stealing scratch from the Angels or whoever the hell he plays, Dodgers superstar, was sent from Ohtani's bank account to an illegal bookmaking operation. It was forwarded then to California and Las Vegas casinos, where the money was deposited into gambling accounts, converted into chips, and cashed out to pay the bookie. Interesting. So they did it basically in cash because chips are basically cash. And as you know, cash is king, baby. It, in most ways, is untraceable. Michael Bowyer, the California bookie who took Icky's, or whatever this guy's name, Ippy's bets, was a frequent customer at Las Vegas Casino Resorts World. You know, you would think I couldn't read if you really paid attention to this show. The sources told ESPN that Mizraha paid his losses to Boyer's associate, who forwarded the money to his own marker. See, what happens at casinos like Resorts World or this other one, rich dudes get markers. Yeah, we owe 10 grand. All right? So this bookie's associate forwarded the money to his own marker. Okay. The men then withdrew trips from the marker account, gambled with them. If they won, they cashed out. Man, oh man. Bauer, listen to this idiot. He lost $7.9 million. $7.9 million is what that guy Matthew Bowyer lost at Resorts World from June of 22 to October of 23, year and a half, whatever. Man, what are you doing? After Bauer's home was raided by the feds on October 5th, he was dubbed a known bookmaker, banned from entering casinos throughout the United States, according to sources with direct knowledge of the ban. So I didn't realize this. I didn't realize if you were a known bookmaker, you couldn't go into casinos. I knew that casinos had an eye on the card counters. In fact, a very, very, very popular, older, not so much popular anymore, ESPN play-by-play guy. He did everything on ESPN. He and I worked together. And somebody told me, you got to ask him. You got to ask him what's in his briefcase. And the only thing in his briefcase were cigarettes and cards. He was a card counter. And he was banned and had the greatest stories ever about being banned from casinos all over Vegas. He actually had some money, $5 grand. He wanted to buy his wife a $15,000 diamond necklace. She was out of town. He said, screw it. He got on a plane. He flew to Vegas. He counted cards. He won the 15. He flew home, bought her the diamond necklace. That's pretty good. Man, I wish I could do that. I wish you could do that. I wish any of us could do that. But anyway, long story short, those guys were the guys that I thought were banned. But apparently, if you're a known bookie, if you're known as someone that's taken bets, you can't enter a casino. You know that old saying, you learn something every day? I just learned something today. I did. I didn't know that. Who the hell knew that? And how do they know? It's like a few years ago, the guy did this, whatever this thing was supposed to mean, remember? That was supposed to be some white supremacist sign, and he did it like in the backdrop of an interview at Wrigley Field, and he was banned from Wrigley Field. How the hell do they know? Do they like have facial recognition cameras on everybody that comes in and out of casinos, in and out of ballparks? I've always wondered that. Like, man, this guy's just a nondescript white dude. Just a nondescript white guy. I mean, what are we doing? Well, next thing you know, nondescript white guy gets banned. Weird. And they find him. How? I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. But if you do, don't be afraid to let me know. You can let me know via email, dandakich.com. I got an email there. Anyway, you know, it just pisses you off. It just does. I'm sorry, but it just pisses you off. Hollywood actors, they get a little bit of fame, and then you got to listen to them. It's kind of like ex-bald fat coaches. They get a little bit of a show. I don't know who I'm talking about, but it might be this guy. And you got to listen to him. Well, with my show, you can turn it off, you can turn it on, you do whatever you want. With a show like Succession, you're like, hey, I really like this show. My life is pretty boring, so I got to watch it on Sunday nights. Brian Cox, you know who he is. He's the dad. He's the guy. He's dead on the show, but you know. And I can't remember his name. Somebody sent me his name. I know his name. Dale's his name on the show. His name is Brian Cox. He's the old man. He's taking a little bit of flack, and he should, for ripping the Bible and Christianity. He says the Bible's the worst book ever. All right. You know what I mean? All right. It's the worst book ever. I mean, it was written over thousands of years, prophesizing, and all different generations or all different eras or all different whatever the hell you want to. Logan Roy, thank you. They all point to the same thing, and it all turned out to be true. Honest to God, I'm not smart enough, but my guy in church, Aaron Brockett at Traders Point Christian Church, pointed out how many different Bible books predicted the same thing and when they were written. I mean, you can make a lot of arguments, but the Bible's the best book ever written, the most interesting book ever written, the most sold book ever written, the most fascinating book ever written. But some jackass that plays Logan Roy on TV says it's Adam and Eve. I mean, the propaganda goes right the way back. Bible is one of the worst books ever for me, from my point of view, because it starts with the idea that out of Adam's ribs, this woman was created, and they'll believe it because they're stupid. They need it. But they don't need to be told lies. They need some kind of truth, and that is not the truth. It's a mythology. Okay, Logan Roy. I happen to believe the Bible. Now, I understand the symbolism of Adam and Eve, and I understand the symbolism of everything because I've kind of sort of maybe studied it. Not hard. Not like a priest would, not like a seminarian would, but I have. And I like it, and I believe it, and I'll always believe it. And if this guy don't like it, good for him. But it points to a bigger picture. It just does. You get a guy who gets a little fame, first time, older guy, and now we got to listen to him talk about things unrelated to what he got fame for. And it gives me gas. I lift the cheek. I lift the cheek to you, Logan Roy, a.k.a. Brian Cox. I get it. I do. We got to listen to, I don't know, Reese Witherspoon or whatever, Drew Barrymore, want Kamala Harris to give us all a hug and be the nation's mommy. I lift the cheek to you, Drew Barrymore. I get it. We got to listen to LeBron James talking about how his home got racist stuff written on it when he moved to L.A., except, oh, by the way, the police never found anything. The cameras were turned off, and he did a typical John Thompson from Georgetown move from way back. I lift the cheek. I lift the cheek to those of you at Harvard. I'm still lifting a cheek. I mean, what a fraud. I liked Harvard, though. My experience was great. I felt smart when I went there, but graduation. Here comes this young African-American to be the speaker. And what was his title? His title was He's a Thinker. Really? What's he had to think about? He's 21 years old. Has he had to think about divorce? Has he had to think about running a company, making a payroll? Has he had to think about if we don't win these next 2 games, I'm going to get fired with little kids? Has he had to think about, I don't know, what he's doing and how he's doing it affects the lives of those under him? No, but he's a thinker. And he gave the most rambling, idiotic speech ever about who the hell knows what. But as a young African-American Harvard student, he got a nice applause, and then everybody said, what the hell was that? Like, Harvard is kind of interesting because all the students run around with Harvard ideals, and all the parents are like rich successful conservatives going, yeah, I mean, it's going to take us a year or two to deprogram, this clown, but she does have a Harvard degree. I mean, that's what it is. When you go and you're on a team, like Tegan, my stepdaughter, was on a team, softball team. So the players are over there. Parents are out in left field up on a bridge tailgating during the games. And while the players are like, yeah, we believe in socialism, we're going to sit this one out. The moms and dads are like, yeah, man, my 401k is shrinking. Biden sucks, blah, 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 blah. That's the reality of Harvard. But I don't even know why I took off on Harvard like that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't like Brian Cox. How did I make the analogy? I can't remember. But it was pretty good. Maybe I just had to get something off my chest. And that was it. Interesting. Muy interesante. That's why you watch this show. I don't even know where the hell it's going to go.